Welcome back to Stache Club Wrestling. My name is John.
My name is Jimmy.
Today, we are going over a bunch of Mount Rushmores for different WWE/wrestling categories. Shout out Matt for sending this idea. He gave us a list of a bunch of different categories we have to give our top 4/Mount Rushmore for. Now, here's the twist. Jimmy, you're going to kind of lead this. You came in very prepared.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to compare your preparedness versus my on-the-fly, who are my four right now that I think of as you kind of give the categories.
Yeah.
Kind of how we're going to play it.
Absolutely.
Before we get started, though, please make sure you subscribe, leave your likes, leave your comments, shout out the Patreon for a bonus episode of the podcast, and we have merch in the description as well as a Fanatics affiliate link if you want to pick up some WWE gear. With that said, Jimmy, I'm ready to get started, have a little debate, and chit-chat about this real hot commodity that is Mount Rushmores. All right, give me the first category. What do we got? You can tell me yours if you want while I'm kind of thinking, doing mine.
So the first category is WWE Hall of Fame members, specifically males. So sort of like the overall Mount Rushmore we talked about in the podcast, and it's been talked about all over the internet since John Cena mentioned the Mount Rushmores and Punk calling him John Rushmore, which I thought was pretty funny. So mine is Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I would say John Cena, but John Cena is not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So I had to switch up my fourth, and I kind of went with a very interesting one. I went with the game Triple H. And more so with,
recent Hall
of Famer, and more so now that he's like kind of basically running the ship. And of course, his long 25-year history. I mean, you got even the early beginnings of it, where it was the curtain call, and how much he meant to the Monday Night Wars, and of course his historic. I think he was a 14-time world champion, and yeah. So like I think for overall scope of things, Triple H is a kind of a good fourth replacement there. But I could be wrong. There's other Hall of Famers there. You could go with the Undertaker.
Yeah, I have three written down right now. I'm just kind of getting my fourth one.
Yes.
And this is also no celebrities. Because I'll be honest with you, I want to put Drew Carey. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Oh my God. Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame for celebrity wing. He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame though. Isn't that a shame? I mean, Bruno, because again, was champion for 5 million days. Hulk Hogan, without him, we probably wouldn't have WrestleMania. Probably wouldn't have WWE.
Because for some reason it is, because we did talk about like who is the top four, just like pillars of wrestling or of WWE, but for some reason Hall of Fame, I don't know, it's not that different, but for some reason it feels like it. All right, I'm gonna throw out a wild card. I think I'm gonna do this. Some I'm agreeing, some I'm not. Like I said, my fourth one's a wild card, but still an important person. All right, I'm going Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Bruno Sammartino, Paul Heyman.
Oh, another Paul. Another Paul. Yeah.
I mean, Stone Cold, same reason. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I took Hall of Fame differently because I'm thinking Hall of Fame is like, oh, who are the pillars, the coolest, the best people who are celebrated? You know what I mean? I think that's the distinction in my brain.
The Rock's not in the Hall of Fame.
The Rock not in the Hall of Fame?
The Rock is not in the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's actually know why I know that, because he's in my later
Why
list.
Why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Timing. It's just he's so busy shooting movies.
So yeah, true. He doesn't want. That's wow. I know what I wrote that down, and I was like, I'm not 100% sure. I would have thought maybe like random 2000s.
He's actually in my Mount Rushmore for non WWE Hall of Famers. That should be in the Hall of Fame. That's
I mean, he'll probably get added to mine then after that. All right, I slid in The Undertaker.
Okay. Yeah.
Then, again, someone who, for Hall of Fame purposes, rightfully celebrated. I think I said in the podcast, I mean, someone who didn't change the game, but was the best at the WWE game, in my opinion, So I got Stone Cold, Taker, Bruno, Paul Heyman in terms of Hall of Famers.
And you know what? For Taker and Paul Heyman too, which I like, I do remember their Hall of Fame speeches. So if you want to take it to like a Hall of Fame, like the event, and like what you remember from the event and like kind of the theatrics of the Hall of Fame, like Heyman's speech was crazy. Undertaker's speech is still going today. So
I even think it's so cool how like, I mean, Paul Heyman changed the game, ECW, and him being like so recognized for ECW stuff, and obviously WWE ended up buying ECW, and then they did they brought it back and whatever. So like at this point, ECW is a WWE property, fully. But I like him being in there not as a wrestler, but like, hey, I am a non-wrestler that arguably maybe impacted the game most as a manager, promoter, this, that, and the other. All right, give me the next category.
The next category is almost the same thing, but a little different. WWE Hall of Famers, women. So for me, I went with the Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, Trish Stratus, and Alundra Blaze.
Oh, that's a great. That's a great 4.
It's a pretty good 4. It's unfortunate because Io Sky is not a Hall of Famer yet, so I couldn't put her in there.
I mean, she would just be all four of the heads like John Cena.
Exactly. Until we reach that day, we have to wait. But I think those 4 women really are just, when I think of a potential statue, not statue, what is it? A statue? Oh, it's rock, right? Mount Rushmore is a rock. It's like a so those rock formations, the faces of the women's, those 4 women I see. Blaze for her iconic, dumping the title into the bin on her when she went to WCW. She's also,
it's a great one.
Very early on the WWF, the new generation, she was a big deal. And then Trish Stratus, my whole childhood essentially. One half of the first ever Raw main event for the women. Her and Lita. So Lita could have made that list, but Mount Rushmore too. But I feel like Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young kind of for the, really starting out was pioneers in the industry. So
I have 3. Again, I think this is going to be kind of how this whole video goes. I'm going to be stuck on the 4th one. The Fabulous Moolah one is so valid, and she deserves to be on the top 4. Probably going to put Moolah as well. Okay, I got my list. Going Mae Young, Trish Stratus. I am going Lita.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm also going Beth Phoenix.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, Mae Young and Trish are 2 people that really laid the groundwork, as well as, Fabulous Moolah could and should also be on here. Lita, I think I put in there because I like how she kind of added that high flyer athleticism to the women's division. Her hitting the moonsault was sick. And then Beth Phoenix, I think more of a recent one, showcasing more of like the strong powerhouse side of women. Kind of that, like, she was around in the Divas era, but like breaking that mold kind of out of the Divas era and be like, no, like, in the 2010s, 2000s, like, we are athletes and more than just this butterfly belt, sort of thing.
Hell yeah. I have no issues with that. That's great.
All right, give me your next category.
We're sticking with the Hall of Fame for this next category. It's WWE superstars that are missing from the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, I know who I'm putting in. I know I'm putting in for one of them.
My number 1 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yep.
I mean, seemingly it's just a timing issue. Could have gone in even like when he initially left the company in like 2004, 2005. But it's kind of we haven't gotten around to it. I'm sure it will happen because it kind of sort of needs to. But then next up I have Owen Hart. Very unfortunate.
Just gonna write him down.
You gotta have Owen there. I mean, glaring omission from the WWE Hall of Fame. Hate to say it, but Vince McMahon, kind of like a big deal in terms of the history of the WWE. But then also 4th one, another controversial one, is Jim Cornette. I think Jim Cornette not being in the WWE Hall of Fame is insane. I'm pretty sure I know one of the reasons why. It's because he doesn't care. He doesn't want to do it. I believe he got in technically with the Midnight Express or just inducted that tag team. Yeah, Jim E. Cornette from me.
All right, I got my 4. I'm agreeing with you on the first 2. I got The Rock and Owen Hart. And then my last 2 are people that will for sure be in it. It's just the fact that it's less of a current omission, more of just one they just haven't gotten around to it. Chris Jericho.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously still active, still very AEW, but like someone who is a pillar in that Attitude Era and early 2000s, especially for like, smaller guys, Lionheart, all that sort of stuff.
Maybe sooner than you think too. He's going to be in there.
I would bet. I don't think he's going in while he's at AEW. I think he's going to retire from AEW in the next handful of years, and then he honestly might not go in out of spite. True. They might not put him in because of all that.
No, that'd be crazy.
Someone who has been rumored to be going in for years, and I feel like timing hasn't worked out. I'm going Batista.
If you said Batista, wow. Didn't he? He was supposed to go in.
He was supposed to go in like 2 or 3 times at this point.
The pandemic, I think.
The pandemic was like the biggest one, and then like after that, I think it was like another thing of scheduling issues, and he just like hadn't. I think a lot of it is like not wanting to overshadow him, like didn't want to put him in the same class as Triple H because he should be a first ballot like number 1 guy. So I'm hoping maybe this year Batista number 1. I don't know.
Crossed.
But also, like, The Rock could go in this, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's just, I think, a part of, not like The Rock. He's in all these movies. Scheduling-wise, it's tough for Batista.
All right, give me the next one.
We have the same category, but for women. WWE Hall of Famers that are missing, or, should be Hall of Famers that are missing. My list goes Sable. Say what you want about her in-ring ability. She was just as popular at a time period in the company where there was the most popular. Right along there was Stone Cold Steve Austin in terms of popularity, in my opinion, for Sable. China, people have been screaming that for years.
Is she not in with DX though? Or you're talking individually?
Individually,
okay.
Yeah, so she did get a nod with DX, but individually, China deserves her own spot. Victoria, I think that's someone that it's so disappointing that for how many times they've had the Women's Rumble and Evolution coming up, we haven't seen Victoria get her roses or get some reappearances on WWE TV. I'd love to see Victoria get into the Hall of Fame. She was right around there with the other trailblazers like Trish Stratus and Lita. Like I was a big fan of Victoria. And then last on my list is Mickie James, who I'm definitely assuming will be in the next 5 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have a little bit similar of a list. I do have Sable at the top. Then I have Jazz. I think Jazz, very deserving. Also a trailblazer, in many different aspects. I also have AJ Lee, who I think will be. And again, is she gonna come back? Is she gonna do one more run? But I think AJ Lee, when all is said and done, I think give it a few more years, she deserves to be in there. And then I also have Mickie James for the same reasons you did. Her feuds with Trish Stratus kind of really as good as the Lita stuff was. She's of those two, she feels like she's kind of the forgotten third one of Mickie James was also in that mix. Maybe less so in the Attitude Era, but put some respect on Mickey. Also can super go.
Oh yeah, and her second runs. I remember when she came back and I think she was a Alexa Bliss's kind of henchman.
Yeah,
and then she
sure.
revealed herself to be the masked person in that cage match, and she had a really good match I think with Asuka on an NXT takeover. So dude, she's a pioneer, and also shout out her work in TNA too.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's still I think probably still pretty active. So again, might be a reason, like we were saying, why she's not currently in it. But
plus, it helps to be the wife of the GM.
Oh yeah, who's she? She's the wife of
Nikki Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
Oh yeah,
that's funny. Oh wow. All right, give me the next one.
The next category for our Mount Rushmore is immortal moments. So this can be pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be a match, but just moments. For me, this is so subjective. This is really debatable, but hear me out. I went Hulk Hogan versus The Rock stare down WrestleMania 18.
Just wrote that one down. Yep.
Hell yeah. Austin winning at WrestleMania 14, with the assistance of Mike Tyson. Kind of, everyone debates when the Attitude Era started. To me, that was the big boom to start the Attitude Era. Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30.
Oh,
him,
good one.
Yes, with both titles. I think that kind of just, means so much to so many people for so many reasons. And then finally, I went the pipe bomb. I think that was such a moment that we had that happened in a time where WWE's popularity was kind of going down. I think that really brought back a lot of wrestling fans and got a lot more eyeballs back onto the product and kind of saved a lot of people's wrestling fandom in a lot of ways.
Those are great ones. I have Undertaker throwing Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. It's in every video package.
Yeah.
Then I also have Rock and Hogan the stare down with all the cameras flashing.
Yep.
Then I have John Cena's Royal Rumble return.
Oh wow.
He's standing. He was like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I have Shane McMahon falling off the big ol' when he gets whacked with a kendo stick and he just does the massive fall off the structure.
I love that.
I think your pipe bong pick. What was your other three?
Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30.
That's a great one too.
Austin at 14.
Austin's a great. Yeah. The amount of times I've watched Shane McMahon falling off stuff highlights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's some of the most impressive shit. It's of the history of WWE. You could what's not what we didn't either of us put, which I think is say what you will about hindsight 2020 or but Hogan picking up Andre at WrestleMania 3.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Would honestly probably
I'd probably get rid of the pipe bomb for me for that one.
I'd probably get rid of Shane or Cena. I'd probably get rid of Cena at the Rumble, to be honest with you. It was just a cool moment. It wasn't I don't know if it was immortalized. So I'd probably honestly take out Cena and but also take out shit. I don't know. This is on the fly.
It's tough.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's tough.
Had to at least get mentioned.
I know. I can't believe I forgot about Undertaker throwing Mankind off the cell, dude. That's tough. I'm literally actually playing WWE 13 for the 360.
Oh yeah.
Their thing is the whole Attitude Era is in that game, and I literally last night threw Mankind off the cell. I'm like, wow, that was pretty awesome. Next category in the Mount Rushmore, we're doing Mount Rushmore match types.
Ooh.
So I went with number 1, meat and potatoes, just a one-on-one singles match.
Yeah.
Say what you want. It's a little boring, but like you got to start somewhere. You can list all the iconic singles matches in history, I feel like. So the number 2, kind of the opposite end, hardcore match. And I feel like that falls under the umbrella of no holds barred, falls count anywhere, extreme rules, whatever you want to call it, hardcore, weapons, gore, yeah. My next up, ladder match. You know, you also feature some of the stuff in the hardcore match, but the main purpose is to climb the ladder and retrieve the belt or briefcase. And I think that, you know, you have Shawn versus Razor, you have the TLC trilogy, you have, you know, WLC, you have so many great all-time ladder matches. And then finally, just a battle royal.
Sure.
You throw a bunch of guys in a ring, guys or girls into a ring, and then figure it out. I love it. Chaos.
Like you were saying, it's hard to not put it. It's the basis of the entire industry. A singles one-on-one match. It happens everywhere. It happens at the local bingo hall. It happens at WrestleMania in Allegiant Stadium or whatever. Next, similar to Battle Royal, I one-upped it though. I'm going Royal Rumble.
Yes.
As a whole kind of concept. Then I'm going TLC. Kind of a couple, you know, with it has like ladder match sort of stipulations, but I like TLC. Mainly also given with the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian sort of like TLC 1, TLC 2, and kind of how they changed the game with that.
You just like the Slim Jim tables.
That's what it is. I'm famously into the oh no, he snapped the Slim Jim table. And then fourth, I think 'cause it's very, very classic. It's almost like stereotypical wrestling. Even like non-wrestling fans will be like, oh, did you do this kind of match? Going steel cage.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I'm having a steel cage match. You know what I mean?
That's how you settle feuds.
Yeah.
That's how you decide a winner in a blood feud. And of course, shout out Jesse Ventura. I'm with you, brother. Let's get rid of that whole escaping through the door stipulation. But
it also just feels like classic, like, and this isn't offensive. This is more just like a history thing when like wrestling was like a circus act. Like steel cage feels like, you know, you see it on like the poster, like there's going to be a steel cage match tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It just feels so classic wrestling. Like that's the stipulation. It's like, oh, anything could happen, you know?
that's how you get people in the door. Because, you know, you have a normal match, like, oh, that's skippable. You see on the marquee, steel cage, and it's one-on-one versus a bear.
Yeah.
It's you versus a bear.
It's
a cage match.
It's Toby Maguire versus Bonesaw.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. I saw a video last night, a clip of, I think it was a Young Bucks like making fun of Cody's moonsault off the steel cage. I forget which event it was at. It was obviously an AEW event, and it was like ended up being way taller than they thought. And then one of the Bucks are like, "You're not jumping off that, are you?" And Cody's like, "Yeah, I am." And then and they're making fun of him how he like did it, and they're like, "Your legs were flailing in the air." And I guess Cody lost like a toenail doing that or something.
Oh wow! Yeah. Was it probably the one on Wardlow? I imagine.
I think that's what it was.
That was my favorite moments in AEW.
All right, we'll do a couple more categories here. Right. Give me another one.
We'll do. How about Mount Rushmore of weapons?
Ooh.
Which weapons deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling? I went steel chair.
Yep, classic.
Table.
Yeah,
because the table's now more over than some of these wrestlers these days. I'm telling you,
it'll be a singles match, not for any title, and then we want table chance. Yeah,
a ladder. So I mean, I kind of peppered in the ingredients of your favorite TLC match, and then I went fourth, kind of a special one. You might not think, but I think deserves to be here. A championship title. A belt. Shout out John Cena.
Those are good ones. I have the same three. Just the ingredients of a TLC: steel chair, table, ladder. Those are the Three Musketeers, the Alvin and the Chipmunks, if you will, of the wrestling weapons. Fourth one though. Fourth one's interesting. All right, you know what? I'm going one that I like it for the spectacle and the silliness of it, and I have heard pushback from you on it.
Oh.
But I am going to go thumbtacks. Because I am just a sucker for, they got the bag out, or a little baggie, depending on how big. What's in it? And they dump them out, and then the thumbtacks just fall in the ring, and they do a suplex, and they miss it. I love it. I'm a sucker for it.
It's just gross. I think it's overdone. I mean, to me, it's always.
And then they get up and it's all in their back. Yeah.
Nasty.
That's what I'm into.
Mount Rushmore of championship belts by design. So kind of by gorgeousness, prettiness by design. Not not
that's a tough one.
Not with this world titles. I went with the World Heavyweight Championship, the WCW version, not the WWE version.
Like the big gold.
Big gold.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Very very beautiful title. I think the best looking title of all. Second, I went this guy right
Sure,
here.
the SCW Championship.
SCW Championship, obviously. And then I went with the Intercontinental Championship, the Ruthless Aggression version, the kind of the bigger round one.
Like the one like Shelton Benjamin. Yes, yes.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's a good reference.
And then the Undisputed title. Only around, I believe, from 2002 to 2005, once John Cena retired it and, debuted the spinner belt. I think that's the most gorgeous title, almost of them all. Really wish it stayed longer, but of course you got to sell the spinner belt, sell toys to the children. Mm-hmm. It was very successful, so I can't really crap on it too much. But I do miss the Undisputed Championship. Shout out Eddie Guerrero.
Now, if Sophie was doing this, the 24/7 belt would be up there. She loves the 24/7. She loves the green. She loves it. All right, I think I have my 4. My last one's kind of a wild pick. I'm going not that one, but the sister or brother or cousin, the winged eagle with the actual the wings coming up or whatever. I'm going that. I am going an IC belt. However, I'm going the white strap IC belt.
Ooh, Cody Rhodes
Sucker
one?
for a white strap, yeah. Then I am meeting you with the Undisputed belt. Also, that was my first and only, as a kid, after 6 months of begging your parents to get one, that was the foam one that they brought home. So I always have nostalgia for that one. And then maybe a controversial one. I think also a pick just very on the fly. I'm going with the maroon strap, the North American Championship NXT.
Okay.
I love just a thick, very 70s strap. I think the maroon is very, very, very creative.
I like that answer.
There's so many. There's so many ugly belts, but there's a lot of pretty belts.
There's even a few ugly belts that I really like.
I know.
The NXT, the original NXT title with the big X.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
The X on the straps. Yeah. I think that's so good. Yeah, I love it.
You ever see Jeff Hardy's Immortal TNA Championship?
It was his face and it's pink and
it's
purple and shit.
People regard it as the ugliest title in the world. I personally, I love it. Yeah. Mount Rushmore entrance songs.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay, really, really curious to what you're going to put here. Okay.
So again, this is not my 4 favorite. This is just more so iconic entrance songs that I think are ingrained in the history of wrestling. So I went Real American, Hulk Hogan, Rick Derringer, R.I.P., recently passed away. Say What You Want, banger of a song. My Time Is Now, John Cena. I think, him performing it himself and, how commercially successful it is all over the world. I kind of put it there. Then I went Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme song. Again, these 3 guys kind of also in my main Mount Rushmore, so
that's a good one.
Kind of funny how that works. And then finally, Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels. You think I'm cute. You think I'm sexy. I'm butchering the lyrics right now. You know how it goes. I'm just a sexy boy. Shawn singing it himself, or I think it was Jimmy Hart produced it or whatever. I don't know. Sexy Boy.
The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart produced it?
Oh, yeah.
He's in the lab?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cooking
Damn.
up.
All right. I did admittedly take this way more to favorites. It is theme songs, and,
Sure.
and this is where I'm just taking it as mine. I'm going Metalingus Edge. You Think You Know Me is just unreal. I Walk Alone, Batista is maybe my favorite of all time.
Easy.
I left off Cult of Personality and My Fire Burns, or This Fire Burns, which I think are 2 also great ones. Obviously, you have famous ones like Stone Cold and The Rock, which is iconic. The Glass Shatter, If You Smell, is a great ones. But officially on my list, I'm meeting you with My Time Is Now. I think also for the commercial success, it's been so memed. The trumpets are so recognizable. And then this fourth pick's for me. This 4th pick is for me. It's I'm hoping we get it in the year 2025. I'm going Burning My Light.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love it.
Please.
I know how much he supposedly hates it, whatever. I would love it. Give me a Randy Orton retirement tour with Burning My Light playing every single
Just
entrance.
one time.
Honestly, just once. Once and I'm
time.
fine. Once and I'm fine.
Once and I'm fine.
Give me the next one.
Mount Rushmore finishing moves. This is gonna be a controversial one. I feel like this is one that's gonna get the comment section going. We're gonna be debating. But I went.
Yeah, I have this 2 quick ones off the bat. I'm yes, but okay, go ahead.
You know me, I'm a sucker for this guy. Stone Cold, the Stunner.
Has to be.
Have to put it in there. Finishing moves. Then I went Tombstone for the old Undertaker. And Kane. Kane did it too.
Let's go one.
Frog Splash. Shout out Raw Van and Eddie G.
Staple.
I think just for many wrestlers too, the Frog Splash is just a great finishing move. And then I went, the route of submission, because you can make your opponent win by pinfall or submission. So I went with the figure 4. for Ric Flair.
Oh, that's a great list.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, I have 3. Let me think of a fourth one. What's a really good fourth one?
Pulverizer.
I was just, what's funny? Our brains like connect. I almost went pulverizer. Rose plant. All right, first one, which I'm surprised you didn't have this one. I think some people consider this like objectively the best. RKO.
Ooh, yeah. I could probably make some room.
Then I'm meeting you with Stunner. Like,
Nice.
there's like Stone Cold Stunner is right with RKO. There's an argument for the best one. And then I'm going 619. Despite what everyone says, here's a clip of Rey Mysterio calling it a finisher. So you're wrong.
When I came into WWE and I had to have like a patent finishing move, I was like, well, that's it. And we'll name it 619.
It's so unique. It's so innovative. It's also just like cool. It's so like, I mean, this is all just cool factor. This is all just based on cool factor. And then the fourth one was hard for me. I'm ultimately going Sweet Chin Music.
Nice.
Tune up the band. The most iconic one, him finishing Ric Flair or quote unquote ending his career. The Shelton Benjamin spot. I mean, there's so many.
Does it kind of lose luster because of modern day wrestling? Because of
It's
the
all
Young
super
Bucks?
kicks.
Because of the Usos? You know, they kind of throw that kick out there a little too often. Does it lose some of its luster, or does Shawn Michaels just kind of have an OP leg where it's just because Shawn Michaels is doing it, it's that more effective and iconic?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think
Or
why
maybe
it's-
like the actual tuning up the band.
I think that's why it's a little bit of both, because now we just do have the super kick. But there's a lot of finishers where other people do it as like middle moves and it doesn't like end the move because it wasn't the pile driver from The Undertaker or it wasn't the leg drop from Hogan or whatever. Where I do definitely think it's lost some like luster with, just like random super kicks, but I do think it does go to like the fantasy of it where this is Shawn Michaels and it's tuning up the band. He's the one that's getting, putting you out for 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso can't do that. Young Bucks can't do that. But I feel like the 100%, and that's to say about a lot of other moves too.
I mean, well, how come anyone else that does a fireman's carry doesn't end a match, but when John Cena does it,
Sure. Yeah.
over. Mount Rushmore, WWE video games.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So I went number 1, No Mercy.
It has to be.
N64. Like if you want to have the best time playing a match, just the gameplay of that game, so much fun. The story mode, you can play it countless of times. My only gripe with it, from it being like not even debatable the greatest game of all time for wrestling fans, there's majority of the copies have a glitch. A save glitch that will at any point, no matter what, it could be at any second, any given moment, will wipe your entire memory.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, so you can never really be comfortable
Yeah.
saving, shutting off your game with all your creative wrestlers, your progress in the SmackDown Mall could be gone from any second.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
They ended up fixing the copies, but there's only a few of them out there. So I think the last time I checked, it was like $700 for a non-glitched version of No
Holy
Mercy.
shit, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Wow.
Next up, Here Comes the Pain, PlayStation 2. Probably the most funnest games you can play. Maybe debatable up there with No Mercy. Third, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. The GM mode, in my opinion, the best version of it. Great roster, fun story mode, iconic soundtrack. And then fourth, WWE 2K14. I think that's the most kind of complete modern game that I'll play even to this day.
We have a very similar. I think this is also one that's like, again, nothing's really objective, but like it's pretty close. No Mercy. People claim it as the best one. It's one of my favorites. I have nostalgia going over a friend's house and playing it. Here Comes the Pain. I also have. It's one that I was pretty deep into the SmackDown versus Raw series. And I think I just one day went to Best Buy and got a copy for like $6 used. And like, I'm going to play this. And SmackDown versus Raw 06 was my first one.
Fair.
I mean, I haven't played them since I was a kid, so I'd have to go back to them. So I cop out. I put SmackDown versus Raw 06 or 07.
Okay.
I'm not really sure which
Some
one
say
I prefer.
they prefer 06 more than 07.
And then controversial one. I had a lot of fun with it. I think because it's so different. All Stars.
Oh, really?
When they're all
Yeah.
like big and puffy
yeah.
and they're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
like crazy. I think that because like it leans 100% into that like classic arcade, sort of style.
Yeah.
a lot
That's
of
a
fun.
good list. We do one more.
Sure.
Mount Rushmore promos. So
like wrestlers who are good at promos or individual promos? Okay.
one-time
Yep,
promos.
I'm with you.
Iconic. So I start off, obviously, answer Pipe Bomb. The CM Punk heard around the world. Next up, Austin 316. the
Yep.
King of the Ring promo. Third, Tear My Eye, Ric Flair, the Royal Rumble 92. He just won the WWE Championship. Tear My Eye. And the number 4, it's not WWE, but it's TNA. It's adjacent. Steiner Math. Gotta go Steiner Math. Some people say it's the worst promo of all time.
No, that's a
think,
good one.
I think it's in my Mount Rushmore. Very memorable, hilarious.
I have a couple in my head. I honestly just want to put all 4 of them as CM Punk promos.
I mean, that's fine. I mean,
I have my top 2, and I agree with you. Is Pipe Bomb and Austin 316.
Hell yeah.
Probably the 1 and 2 of all time. I'm also gonna go.
Talking Smack the Miz. You know, you have a couple that were internet famous.
I need to put the Daniel. I'm glad you said that one. I'm gonna put Daniel Bryan and the Miz on Talking Smack. Or I guess more so the Miz, but. And then, I mean, like, I'm definitely missing out on, like, specific. I'm sure there's, like, a specific Macho Man one, or you know what I mean?
Cream of the crop.
Does Sean turning on Jannetty count as a promo? That's more of a segment, right? It's less of it's less just, like, on the mic.
Iconic moment,
Yeah, that's a good iconic moment, too, yeah. All right, I'm going to go, it's just because it's more of a recent one. Give me MJF. When I forget the specific line, but I think he just basically called Tony Khan a bitch or something. Oh, yeah. What was the specific?
You fucking mark.
That's what it was. You fucking mark. I'm going MJF. You fucking mark.
My favorite MJF promo was during his feud with Punk, and he kind of like paints a picture of his past. Of like, I was bullied in school, this and that. And then I think Punk comes down and is like, yo, is this real? Is this real?
Yeah.
Like they have a hug, and then
he ends it with like just being so bloody. And I also love CM Punk's. Your arm's just too short to box with God, you know.
Or that summer he just basically just kept harassing Jeff Hardy about being a drug addict.
Sure.
You see this, Jeff? This is moxicillin 600, this and that. You can only obtain this for a prescription, which I'm sure you know a lot about. Like, oh, dude, so good, so good.
I think that's what we're going to call it here. We do have a bunch more to do, some more parts if you want to see more of this. Let us know, what are your Mount Rushmores? What do you agree with, what do you disagree with, what got snubbed, what got left off? Please let us know. We'll see you next time. Thank you for being here as always. Please check out the merch, the Patreon, everything else in the description. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Jimmy, I'll see you next time for maybe some more Mount Rushmores, huh?